Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jay Vaz, and you're watching the Jay Vaz Show, music and entertainment at its finest. Got a special guest from the Dallas area. Before we get you there, though, make sure you follow us on all the social media pages at the Jay Vaz Show. Check out the website, thejvazshow.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Jay Vaz Show. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, hit the subscribe button. And as always, rate the podcast, share the podcast, review the podcast. Let us know who you would like for us to have on here next. Let's get right into this. As we mentioned, from the Dallas area. And I'm saying Dallas area because I don't know exactly what part of Dallas you're from. We'll get into that here in a second. Jay Cash, what's up, man?
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. Just Jay Cash the King.
Jay Cash the King.
Gotta say the King with it.
All right, my bad.
No,
Jay Cash the King's in the building.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I got a question before we start. Do you
Talk.
memorize all that shit?
Yeah.
That's fire. I'm looking at you say that shit. I'm like, this motherfucker memorized that shit.
Yeah.
You ain't reading off nothing. Okay, I feel you. I respect.
Yeah. It's somehow in there. Every time it's just like.
Well, you probably said it enough times.
I say that.
Where it's probably
intro.
second nature now.
Yeah. Every intro that's the intro and.
Yeah.
So
I feel you. Hey,
I fuck up every now and then. My mind goes blank. I was like, did I already say subscribe? I was like, yeah, I think I did. And
but then you say it again, yeah.
Yeah, and then I just edit it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, people don't got no.
See, I didn't forgot lyrics before, so I understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've performed in front of thousands of people and forgot my lyrics and just started freestyling off the top.
So let's make this part of the interview question here. So when you forgot your lyrics, did your mind just went blank because you were nervous, or were you fucked up, or?
No, so I couldn't be fucked up because it was drug-free week, and so I wasn't fucked up at all. But maybe it was nerves because I still get nervous before I perform. Shit, before I do interviews, I still get the butterflies and all that. So before that show, I don't know, man. I was nervous. I had practiced or whatever, and for whatever reason, I forgot the lyrics. But because I'm so good at freestyling, I covered it up and just started kicking some shit, and nobody knew but me and my partner that I was performing with. So
you mentioned you perform in front of big crowds, man. What's that feeling like to be able to, because a lot of people do shows, but usually 5 people, 10 people show up. To be able to do it in big crowds and see people react to your music, what's that feeling like?
It's a great feeling. Man, it's a great feeling because of how long that I've been doing it. So when I'm in front of a large group of people and I see them fucking with me, it's like, okay, I belong here. Like, I know I deserve this. I've been working so hard for this moment, you know what I'm saying? And I finally just take advantage of that shit, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels great at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, shit, let's get, straight to the interview. I half-assed introduced you, so let's take her back. Let's take her back to, get people to know exactly who you are, what you do. So once again, from Dallas, Texas,
hey,
Jay Cash the King's in the building. Artist from the Dallas area. We met you about a year ago. We were out there doing Maul's masterclass for podcasting.
Yeah.
And we met you out there. Before that, I think I had seen you before because Wild Style had posted something about you at one point on her Instagram. I just didn't know exactly, your music or stuff like that. Yeah. So, we talked about having you on here. We're eventually making it happen now. And shit, let's get into to get to know you as a person, get to know you as an artist as always. In your words, this is a corny question because everybody hates it, but I feel like since you're out here in Houston, we got to know, who is Jay Cash, man? The King.
That's a tough question. that is a tough question because all right. Thank you for having me. Shout out to the Jay Vaz Show. Shout out to Houston. I'm glad to be here. I'm Jay Cash the King. I was born Jonathan Cash. I'm from Dallas, Duncanville to be exact. That's always what I claim and rep.
Yeah.
I started doing music. I started freestyling when I was in the 5th grade. I don't know how. I don't know where that shit came from, but it just comes natural. And I was a big Cash Money fan, like the Hot Boys, the Juvenile, the Wayne. Like I was a huge fan of them. So when I freestyle, I used to freestyle like Juvenile. I wanted to be a hot boy. You know what I'm saying? As a kid. Um, Fast forward to high school, I started to take rapping and music a little more serious. I remember battle rapping at lunch, which I know most people do.
Yeah.
Um, I can tell you a specific time where it was a cat who could rap. You know what I'm saying? He was really good or whatever. Like, and I would listen to him, and then I would start freestyling. And one day we battled. We went head to head, and I killed him. And I hit him with like 2 lines, and I don't remember what the lines was, but I basically called him a virgin, and I rhymed excursion. So everybody fucking lost it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, this nigga's nice. And so since then, I in high school I was known as the cat that rapped or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one more. My senior year in high school, I was at the barbershop, Stars Barbershop in Arlington, and the radio station K104. Cat that one of the MCs from K104 was there, and he was asking people like, "Hey, who in here can rap or whatever. We gonna go live and do our little rhyme line thing or whatever." So I'm nervous, I'm shy and shit. I ain't saying nothing. But my barber put me on the spot because he know, like, this nigga be rapping.
Yeah.
Hey, he be rapping. So they put me on the spot. I freestyled or whatever. It went good, even though I was nervous. And I ended up being on the radio. So I thought that was dope. So yeah.
Yeah, that is fucking dope. You know, just randomly, how many motherfuckers out here like don't get on the radio? And you're like, yeah, he freestyles. Shit, first try. Let's make it happen. Like,
well, I say that because I've been on the radio a couple of times.
Yeah.
So that was my first time. The other 2 times where they had the hometown showdown where they would play local music, like local artist songs, and they battled like songs go head to head for the week. I'm sure they got something like that in Houston. So my first song I had on the radio was called Say Bro. And I recorded that song in my homeboy DJ Casper. Shout out to Casper. He's no longer a DJ, but I still said DJ Casper. I recorded that song like at his crib, like in the closet, like with the sock on the mic on Cool Edit Pro. It wasn't even Adobe Audition. You know what I'm saying?
Was it the bootleg version everybody had of Cool Edit?
No, I think he had a legit version.
Peter something. It was the guy's name. Somebody had that damn version. I had that version of Cool Edit Pro by Peter somebody.
But Casper was really good at mixing songs, like especially at that time. I'm trying to remember what year that was. It had to be like 2008, 2007, 2008. It's around that time. But he was really good at mixing songs, so he made it sound good.
Yeah.
And shit, we were grinding hard at that time, so we had got this little machine thing to make our own CDs or whatnot. With the print on it. So it said J Cash the King, Say Bro, and it had our contact info on there. We took it to the radio station. Trying to see what day of the week it was. Might have been like a Tuesday. And this is when Steve Nice was maybe the program director.
Yeah.
I took it to him at K104, told him my story, like, hey, you know, I'm an artist. I'm from Dallas or whatever. Me and my DJ, we just out here doing our thing, whatever. We got our own grinding.
Yeah. I
guess they respected it. Maybe a few weeks later, they start playing Say Bro on the hometown showdown. And from Monday to Friday, my song won. So I ended up getting regular rotation.
That's dope, man. In regards of the whole radio station showing love, it seems to me Dallas radio stations are really good at that as far as showing love to the independent artists. They're not?
Maybe back then. I think more so back then.
I see a lot of people like fuck with the radio stations heavy. A lot of independent artists, or maybe they're coming out of pocket for this.
It might be a little bit. So I don't want to speak to nobody's situation because I really don't know because I'm not in the fucking loop. I'll be honest. I don't know what motherfuckers got going on, but I feel like more so back then where they were doing hometown showdowns weekly. Or they was having a rhyme line where you could call in and freestyle and you could build a name in your city.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it was a little bit tough because when I had Say Bro on the radio, I was in East Texas at Stephen F. Austin going to school.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in the city promoting. You know what I'm saying? So even though my music's on out there, like I'm not I'm not there to do the groundwork for certain shit.
Yeah.
I was in East Texas doing groundwork, but it's not the same.
I was about to give a shout out to Dallas radio station. Never mind.
I mean, still shout out. No. Still shout out to Dallas radio stations. I just think now that it's different, and I don't feel like they have which is kind of hard for me to gauge because I don't really just be listening to Dallas radio. But I haven't heard of a lot of mix shows, because some of the mix shows you could throw in some of the bubbling artists that's from the area, and I don't know if it's still like that.